Kano High Court affirms Ganduje suspension. Mixed reactions in Gombe as Naira strengthens against dollar, commodity prices drop. Cubana chief priest pleads not guilty to Naira abuse charge, granted 10 million Naira bail. Last away from Nigeria, UN Libya envoy Abdullahi Bathily steps down amid mediation struggles. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining. On the news in detail. The Kano State High Court on Wednesday affirmed the suspension of Abdullahi Ganduje, the All Progressives Congress APC National Chairman. And Justice Usman Naabba of the Kano State High Court has granted an ex parte order affirming the National Chairman of All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. And the application followed an ex parte motion filed by Ibrahim Saad Esquire on behalf of the two executive members, APC Ganduje Ward, Dawakin Tofa local government area. And the Assistant Secretary, Lami Nusani, and legal advisor, Haladu Gwanjo, who suspended Abdullahi Ganduje 2 days ago. And the court directed the parties join in the matter to maintain status quo pending the hearing and determination of the substantive suit. The court, while granting an ex parte order, also restrained Ganduje from further parading himself as a member of the party. The Executive Council of Ganduje Ward, led by Haruna Gwanjo, had announced the former Governor Ganduje's suspension from the party during a press briefing in Kano on Monday. The court has fixed April 30 to hear the substantive motion. And now let's take a look at the Naira, where the rebound of the Naira against the dollar and all the global currencies is set to be leading to a drop in the prices of some commodities in the domestic market. And Gombe's main market, sugar, noodles and rice are among the commodities in this category. However, some customers say they are not seeing any significant changes in the price of those commodities, accusing those sellers of being selfish. Hassan Kohli has more in this report.
Nigerians have been battling food inflation with an over 33% inflation rate last month. The rebound of Naira against the dollar and the subsequent decrease in food commodities is a welcome development for many people who have been optimistic about seeing an end to recent hike in prices across the country. Most wholesalers in the market confirm the reduction of some commodities, which they describe as a positive development. Sugar is one of the commodities that have registered a visible drop in price. Recently, the price of 50 kg bag of sugar has dropped from 85,000 naira to 78,000 naira, representing a decrease of 8.2%. This is commendable and good for us and our customers too. A carton of noodles have also dropped from 13,500 naira to 12,600 naira, and this is applicable to any brand of noodles. For commodities like salt, the price has stalled for the past 5 months, with traders with large stock of the product devising different strategies to sell them out. We are still buying 50 kg of salt at the rate of 14,500 naira from producers. The price remained unchanged in the last 3 months. After a significant low patronage, we reduced the price to 13,500 naira. This means we are selling it at a loss of 1,000 naira per bag, just to sell it out and continue with our business. Despite confirming the reduction in the price of the said commodities by wholesalers in Gombe market, some of the residents said they are yet to see any change in the price of commodities.
Sakamakon ji da muka yi daga bakin
We are aware
dillalai
of
cewar
the
an
recent
rage mana
reduction
farashin
of
suga
sugar
da
and
taliya.
noodles by the
To
producers.
ɗazun nan na je shago
However,
na sayi
there is
taliya
nothing real in the market for
wanda
us.
a satin da
I
ya wuce ma
used to
haka muka
buy
sayi
1
ta.
measure of sugar
Sannan
at
ɗazu na je sayan suga shi
2,700
ma
naira last month,
2,700
and I just
kuma an
bought it
ce
at
an
the
yi
same
mana rabi.
price. Some
Yau
traders
da
are cruel
ƙari
to us.
aka yi mana
If it were an
dandanon ƙarin zai
increase
zo gare
from
mu
the
amma
company,
sauƙin mu har
they
yanzu
will
ba
have
mu sauƙin
increased
ba
it
bai zo
immediately.
kanmu ba.
We are calling
Yanda
on
na sayi
them
shi
to be
satin da ya wuce
merciful to
haka na
us.
sayi shi a yau. Saboda haka muna kira ga 'yan kasuwar mu na a tausaya wa talakawa.
Yes, and this morning I bought spaghetti at the rate of 660 naira, of which before I used to buy it 760, but now it's reduced to 100 naira price. So I think this is a welcome idea for Nigeria, and we pray that the prices will reduce more so that the common man will be able to afford the food for today.
For a long time now, Nigerians have repeatedly accused traders of artificially inflating the prices of commodities, an accusation the traders denied. According to National Bureau of Statistics, Nigeria's inflation rate jumped to 33.20% in March 2024, compared to the headline inflation rate for February 2024, which was at 1.70%. Hassan Lawan Koli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
Now we get back to Kano to get more insight on the court ruling against the suspension of the APC chairman, national APC chairman. Earlier we spoke to Kamilu Fage as political commentator, and he throws more light on the situation.
You see, what is happening now is an extension of, or is a continuation of the personalizing of Kano politics between two camps, the Konkosia camp and the Gandujia camp. So they have reduced the Kano politics into such personality conflicts. But it's happening now. I think those who have suspended the former governor and the current national chairman of the APC, that is Dr. Umar Abdullahi Ganduje, the faction that have suspended him have gone to court and they got an injunction which, bar Ganduje from, portraying himself as member of APC. But you see, the whole problem is such that it is going to cause a serious crisis in the party. Because if we look at what happened in the past in other parties, like the case of Adam Oshomole, like the case of Iochia Ayu, when some people, in their own constituency or in their own ward, dismiss them from the party, that one cost them their position at national level. So these things, if care is not taken, is going to have similar ripple effects. In other words, now there is going to be a serious problem as APC is trying to now organize its own convention, and the court has barred, Ganduje from portraying himself as a member of the party. So if this thing has not been resolved, what it means is that Ganduje technically will not be qualified to come out as a candidate for national position in the party. Okay, so it will cost him that much. So we are going to see a lot of legal tussle on the issue. And secondly, most importantly, Kano is known for, very radical and hostile, hot politics. So this is going to inflame the situation here in Kano. If care is not taken, we are going to see political, thuggery and violence in Kano between the two factions. So it is something that is not going to augur well for everybody in the state and in the country
Now, the People's Democratic Party caucus and the House of Representatives has called on governments at all levels to urgently take necessary steps to combat the issue of insecurity rocking some parts of the country. The call is coming after a more than 3-hour closed-door meeting with members of the caucus, where salient issues concerning the unity of the party were discussed as the House prepares for resumption. Speaking after the meeting, the minority leader and leader of the caucus, Kingsley Chenda, noted that if nothing is done after the 3-month ultimatum expires, it would take steps to sensitize and mobilize Nigerians to take their security in their hands. While calling on the leaders of the party to demonstrate unconditional loyalty to the party to enable a takeover as a rock, Chenda said that the PDP caucus in the House of Representatives remains united and committed to reform their duty as a watchdog on behalf of the Nigerian people.
We can no longer take this situation where Nigeria is today almost tagged as one life, 1 minute silence. The government is therefore called upon to immediately take steps to ensure that the security situation in the country is normalized. And the caucus has also given 3 months ultimatum for government to normalize the security situation in our country. After 3 months, the caucus will take further steps to sensitize and mobilize Nigerians to perhaps take their security into their hands. The House of Representatives caucus also agreed to call on all party caucuses, the Board of Trustees, National Executive Committee, and the National Working Committee of the party to embark on reconciliatory measures with the view to resolve all litigations that are pending and that has hindered the party in any way whatsoever from having a substantive national chairman.
Still in the PDP now, Delta State, where the People's Democratic Party under the leadership of Kingsley Esiso has inaugurated Ward and Local Government Area PDP Caretaker Committee at the State Party Secretariat in Asaba. The inauguration becomes necessary in line with the party guidelines and constitution after the extraordinary National Executive Council meeting in Abuja. The party resolved to give 3 months interim stay before the holding elected party congress. The Delta State People's Democratic Party chairman Kingsley Esiso, however, charged the newly inaugurated Ward and Local Government Area PDP executive members to work in synergy with all members and leaders of the party in order to unite and strengthen the party structure at the grassroots. A businessman and socialite, Pascal Okechukwu, popularly known as Cubana Chief Priest, on Wednesday, pleaded not guilty to tampering and abusing the naira during his trial at the Federal High Court, Lagos. Cubana Chief Priest was arraigned before Justice Kende Ogundare of the Federal High Court in Lagos on 3 counts bordering on abuse of naira by allegedly spraying and tampering with the nation's currency at a social event, contrary to the provisions of the Central Bank Act of 2007. He was alleged to have spread the naira on February 13, 2024 at Echo Hotel. Cubana Chief Priest was said to have also committed the offences while dancing during a social event. He was said to have tampered with funds in the denomination of 500 naira notes issued by the CBN for spraying the same for 2 hours. You're still watching the news update. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at Plateau intendant pilgrims begging Nakan to collect the balance after deadline. Details of this story and more when we return from the short break. Join us again. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining, this is News Update. A look at some of our major stories again. We told you earlier that Kano High Court affirms Ganduje's suspension. And mixed reactions in Gombe as Naira strengthens against the dollar and commodity price drops. Now moving on to more news, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Tuesday inaugurated the steering committee of the National Single Window Project, which is aimed at easing activities at the ports for import and export. At a simple ceremony at State House Abuja, President Tinubu described the project as a game changer. He said that the project would revolutionize the way trade is conducted by simplifying government compliance through a digital platform. Kendia Modu was there and now reports.
The National Single Window Project is not just a technological advancement, but is a gateway to a more connected, efficient, and transparent system that will link ports, government agencies, and key stakeholders. It is obviously a pet project of President Tinubu, who sees it as a bold statement of government's commitment to progress, prosperity, and the well-being of every Nigerian. The president is, however, quick to admit that the implementation of the National Single Window Project will not be an overnight process, but will require dedication, collaboration, and a phased approach.
But I assure you, my fellow brothers and sisters, that we are fully committed to seeing this project through. We will work tirelessly to ensure its success, engaging all partner agencies and stakeholders to create a system that works for every one of us.
On paper, the initiative will serve as a catalyst for achieving an average GDP growth rate of 7% annually, propelling Nigeria to a new height of prosperity.
The National Single Window is not just a project, it is a symbol of our collective aspiration and our determination to build a better Nigeria. It is testament to our resilience, our ingenuity, and our unwavering belief in the potential of our great nation.
So it is a very important tool for trade facilitation. It's also helped us to manage revenue better. I used the term cross-border management earlier. So it's a tool that helps us to get the best of all the worlds, both the discharge of the customs mandate of revenue, anti-smuggling, and trade facilitation.
Currently, probably in a transaction, there are between 40 or so forms that you need to fill for various government agencies. So this is a platform that will enable you fill a few forms, reduce those forms to minimal possible numbers. And then, like you said, the payment system is easy. You make a payment and then it is disbursed to various beneficiaries of those payments. This is to improve ease of doing business, actually.
The success of the implementation plan will be hinged on unwavering commitment and collaboration of all stakeholders. Not only will it require strong government participation, but also engagement from all partner agencies. From State House Abuja, Kendia Modu, Trust TV News.
And away from the State House, intending programs for this year's Hajj in Plateau State are appealing to the National Hajj Commission, NACON, to continue accepting payment for their 1.9 million naira balance after deadline for the completion of the payment has expired. NACON had in March increased the fare for this year's pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia from 4.9 million naira to 6.8 million naira, leaving many intending pilgrims struggling to pay the money before the expiration of the deadline. Adu Musa completes the report.
Shortly after announcing the increase of 1.9 million, the Commission set a deadline of 4 days for the intending pilgrims to complete their payment. However, many intending pilgrims did not pay the money before the expiry date, citing the short period given by the Commission to remit the balance. They also mentioned their inability to obtain the money before the deadline. Some intending pilgrims in the state who brought their balance to the State Muslim Pilgrim Welfare Board disappointed as NACOM refused collecting the money on the grounds that it had closed down the collection of the money and published a list of those participating in the 2024 Hajj. The affected persons appealed to NACOM to accept their balance and enlist them for the religious exercise.
Honestly,
we found ourselves in a difficult situation When NACOM announced the increase, the period of time given to pay the balance was too short because we didn't have the money with us. Now we have struggled to get the money. I had to sell my properties to get the money. With all the effort I have made to get the money, they have refused to collect it. I'm not happy at all. I'm not happy at all. The government should look at the economic hardship we are facing. It is not easy to raise the money. We shouldn't be denied going to the Hajj. We have the balance with us, but they have refused to collect it. Responding on the development, the board's management stated that the issue did not originate from them, clarifying that they had announced a closure before the last day.
Really, I will not say there is another chance for those people. Why? Because the total number that was given to us from the National Health Commission was 1,345. But as the time goes on, we later have a communication after the increase of the Hajj fare. They dropped our slot allocation to Plateau State to 1,210. So automatically the pilgrims whom we are paying as safe sponsors and the government sponsors, they are more than the number that they have given to us now. So those who not pay their money or not completed, we have to tell them just to be patient. By God's grace, 2025 is around the corner.
The intending pilgrims, however, call on the government to prevail on NACOM to accept their balance and shortlist them for the exercise.
So, muna kira da gwamna wanda shine uba na farko a jiha.
We call on NACOM and Governor Caleb Mutfwan to intervene in this matter. We suffered before we got the money. The Hajj Commission should please pity us and collect the balance.
So, su dai muna son su ba mu gudumawa wajen taimakawa su ga cewa sun karɓi wannan kuɗin don su faranta mana rai.
And that is not good. But for us that got the money, they should please consider us and collect it. Although the board said those that were unable to pay their balance before the expiry date will miss this year's Hajj, the intending pilgrims are still appealing to the relevant authorities to consider them. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
And away from Nigeria, the special representative of the Secretary General for Libya and head of United Nations Support Mission in Libya, Abdullahi Bathily, has tendered his resignation to Secretary General Antonio Guterres. On Tuesday, Bathily expressed his decision, citing significant challenges in his mediation efforts. He lamented that his attempt to foster dialogue and address concerns were met with stubborn resistance, unreasonable expectations and indifference to the interest of the Libyan people. Bathily, who assumed his role in September 2022, highlighted the crucial need for Libyan leaders to reach a political settlement through negotiations and compromise. He stressed the importance of prioritizing the aspirations of the 2.8 million registered Libyan voters over the narrow interest of a selected few. And still on the international scene, the United Arab Emirates has experienced severe flooding on Tuesday after 2 years' worth of rain was reported to have fallen in just 24 hours. Records show that over a half-foot, 6.26 inches of rain was recorded in the United Arab Emirates city between 10 p.m. local time on Monday and 10 p.m. local time on Tuesday. The National Center of Meteorology confirmed the record rainfall, with more rain expected in the coming hours. The rain left massive ponds on streets as winds disrupted flights at Dubai International Airport, the world's busiest for international travel and the home of long-haul carrier Emirates. Rain is unusual in the UAE but occurs periodically during the cooler winter months. And now happenings in the world of sports. Playing with an extra man for more than an hour, Paris Saint-Germain rallied against Barcelona to reach the Champions League semi-finals. And Kylian Mbappe scored twice as PSG revered its first leg loss at home with a 4-1 win at Barcelona on Tuesday to advance 6-4 on aggregate and keep alive its hope of a first European title in what is the France Stars' final season with the club. Former Barcelona forward Ousmane Dembele and Vitinha also scored for PSG, which took advantage of a 29-minute red card to Barcelona defender Ronald Araujo after the fouled Bradley Barcola while trying to stop a breakaway. PSG is back in the semi-finals after the consecutive eliminations in a round of 16. Barcelona coach Xavi was sent off after kicking a cushion protecting a sideline camera in the 56th minute. And with that, we have come to the end of the news at this hour. For more news, programming and documentary, don't forget to join our live stream on YouTube and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar. On behalf of the news crew, I'd like to say thank you for watching and stay tuned.